we should address the Christian Wilkins stuff because I know the silliness starts with Dolphin fans already. Oh, like here, is Greer on the phone with Wilkins' agent? No, no, no. Why would you bring Wilkins in? You just drafted a young man. First round, was he? Was he first round?
Chop was first round.
No. I'm talking about D tackle.
Oh. Yeah, Walker. Yeah.
The Grant kid is
Grant. Sorry, I'm sorry. It's Kenneth Walker.
right.
Grant.
And then you drafted another kid in the 5th round.
Yes.
Okay, so you made an investment in young people next to Sealer, and you made a huge investment. So you're going to bring Christian Wilkins in to play over them or over your ends? Now, could I see Christian Wilkins coming back next year, like on a free agent deal or something as an extra defensive tackle, a rotational guy? Yeah, I could see that. But I could also see him trying to find a job where he's going to get starting time. Do you guys realize they just drafted a guy, right, in the 1st round? Do you ever, like, do the math out there, guys? I'm just wondering. Do you do the math? So I don't think you'll do Wilkins now. Plus, he's coming back from a Jones fracture. And apparently he may have needed another surgery or not. Look, the cheap Raiders, everything going on with this is dirty. And it's all, the Raiders are a cheap ass organization. If they would have drafted Wilkins and then they gave him that extension, they might have hung on for a year extra to give him time to come back or whatever, but they weren't willing. You saw a video a couple days ago where he's dancing with his teammate in the locker room, and he's like bending down, and I was looking at his feet, and they're bending all over the place. I'm like, okay, so what's wrong with his feet or something, you know? The Raiders are a terrible organization. They're notoriously cheap. If they can get out of money, they've done it with coaches, with players, and it's rich in their history of being cheap and trying to get out of contracts. The son learned from the father. Okay. So that's a lot of dirtiness that's going on. But as for the Dolphins, okay. Why would they bring him on at this point? Why? Because of your nostalgia? Is that all it is? Your nostalgia to bring back Wilkins? Great guy. But for what you're doing this year, he's a progress stopper. You've got to move on. And if Christian Wilkins can get playing time, he's going to go somewhere where he's actually going to play. Here, you don't want to play him because then you're not playing the young guys that you invested in. And then if you play Christian Wilkins and then Grant doesn't play as much, then you start ripping them for drafting Grant. Because that's what the media will do. And we'll get to the media in a minute. And so, that's what they'll do. They like to play both sides of it, bro. Come on. That's what some of the folks in the media love to do. Oh, I can't create controversy. Let me try to create controversy there. Let me put doubt here, even though there's no doubt. We'll talk about that. I mean, it's just no Wilkins this year. I can't see them doing it. Plus, you see them spending money. They're barely under the cap. They don't have money to give to Sealer for an extension. They have to wait till later on in the year probably to open up space when they get rid of either Chubb, Tyreek, or both. And then you want them also to bring Wilkins. All it is just fan nostalgia and novelty. It makes no football sense right now because you have moved on from Wilkins. You drafted his replacement. You didn't do it last year, but you did it this year. Last year you had Calais Campbell, who could take his place, and it worked out well. Okay? And then Hand, right, was the other guy that was helping out, right? He was pretty good, actually. He's pretty good. He did all right. This year, you've made an investment. It's time for you all to move on. Okay? Let's leave the nostalgia behind. Let's think logically. That's what we do here on the show. We assess it. Now, could he be brought back next year? Sure. Maybe. Rotational guy. He made a lot of money, but they can't pay him. So if he wants to get paid decent salary, even though he's already made a killing, making $50 million in just a year, really, because he made 29.2 last year, and he's already made 20 million this year because he made a roster bonus in March, obviously. And they thought he was recovering then, because if not, you don't give him the roster bonus, right? You try to fight it from there, but I don't know. I don't know the particulars on the contract, so whatever.
Yeah, I was going to say also, I think the Raiders want him to get surgery, but he doesn't want to get surgery.
Well, that's probably the hook that they use to get out of it, because maybe he doesn't need the surgery. Maybe he had his own surgeon look at it and say, no, you're good. You just got to rehab it the right way and you'll be fine. Not another surgery. And then that's where the cheap-ass Raiders use that as a loophole.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, like with the March bonus, though. If they knew he had needed surgery then, why wouldn't you have done it then? It cost yourself $20 million.
Right. Because they're a stupid organization. It's the Raiders. You know what I mean? So let's end that already, okay, with the silliness with Christian Wilkins and bring him in and all. It makes no sense whatsoever. It's a progress stopper, okay? You invested in a first and a fifth rounder and 2 tackles. You need to get those kids playing. You've made a youth movement. Now you want to revert. If anything, you would have just re-signed Calais Campbell. And you don't have the money on top of all of that. So you're going to start reworking deals to re-sign an injured player? That doesn't make any sense, ladies and gentlemen. None of it makes any sense. Next year, could that happen, for rotation purposes and depth and all that kind of stuff? Yes. For this year, let's play a broken record. Are they trying to win? Where's the proof? I'm sorry, I'm trying to find the proof the entire offseason. All I've done is point why they're not trying to win. Do any of you kind of register any of this?
This is the